Hello, good afternoon. My name is Ian Chen, and my good friend here, Jeff, is here with us in Kuala Lumpur today. We are currently in Kuala Lumpur, and we have our colleagues here from Melbourne, Australia. Adrian, Managing Director of Jalin Realty Australia, and I have our colleague from Singapore as well, Henry, our Sales Manager in Singapore, and also Janice for our customers in Hong Kong as well. So today's presentation is in English, and we will talk more about what's the current happening in Melbourne now as of today. Yeah, so we'll start off with the introduction of our company, and please sit through and understand our company better. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in a minute.
总部位于澳大利亚墨尔本的嘉宁国际是一家专注于房地产服务的专业机构。创立至今的30多年来，嘉宁国际以德为本，以诚立身，辛勤耕耘，积累了丰富的房产物业投资经验，足迹遍布了澳大利亚、中国、新加坡、马来西亚、印尼、文莱和香港等国家和地区。30多年来，嘉宁始终坚持着公司的愿景与理念，以职业道德为价值观，帮助每一位客户成功置业澳洲。
嘉宁国际地产公司能从马来西亚、印度尼西亚、新加坡、澳大利亚和中国持续成长30多年，是全靠嘉宁长期坚持公司的理念和愿景而来。嘉宁是个专业的服务公司，我们的平台是通过房地产这个渠道，制造许多实际与可靠的机会，与大家分享，让大家生活变得更美好。
Our core values are derived from the word ethics, and we break it into excellence in performance, teamwork among our employees, honesty in our business dealings, integrity and innovation in our actions, commitment towards our work, and sincere relationship.
Our family migrated to Australia in 1990. Since then, we bought many properties in Australia as well as overseas. We own our own building in our Australian office, our Kuala Lumpur office, as well as our Singapore office. We hope to bring our family and friends in China, our experience and expertise, so that everyone can prosper in this industry. Currently, we have 3 offices in China: Beijing, Shanghai, and Tianjin. We hope to work with our family and friends in China to expand our business throughout the whole big China. Thank you.
澳大利亚政治经济稳定，拥有得天独厚的自然资源，气候宜人，教育实力雄厚，吸引着越来越多的移民和海外学子。澳大利亚经济发达，文化多元，人口高度都市化，全国近1半人口生活在悉尼和墨尔本2大城市。全国多个城市被评为世界上最宜居的城市。嘉宁国际从事澳洲房产数十年，与澳洲数百家开发商均有着长期而稳定的友好合作。其代理的众多地产项目遍布悉尼、墨尔本、布里斯班、黄金海岸、珀斯等首府城市。优越的地段，舒适便捷的生活环境，具有竞争力的价格，每一个项目都经过筛选。成熟的团队和后期服务部门，也为嘉宁的客户提供了舒心的投资体验。
I've known Ian Chen and the Jalin Group now for probably close to 7 years. So my relationship with Jalin has been very good. I've already experienced some success with Jalin and the team in Singapore, Kuala Lumpur. So I'm very much looking forward to continuing the relationship with Jalin Realty here at Lease. We've got some very exciting projects we're bringing to the market, and I look forward to working closely with the team in the coming months ahead.
We've been working with Jalin for over 7 years now, and we've always found that we've had a great working relationship with them. And Jalin have sold properties for Mirvac in Singapore, Indonesia, KL and China. And the main reason why they are one of our key agent partners is because they're extremely efficient and professional and always offer the very best after-sales service to our customers.
Hello, my name's Sam Tarascio and I'm the Managing Director of Salter Properties, and I'm very pleased to be providing this testimonial for Jalin Realty. We've dealt with Jalin for many years now. Salter is a large developer based in Melbourne and we sell thousands of apartments every year. Jalin assists us with our sales right throughout Southeast Asia. They have offices in China and in Malaysia, and in fact we share an office with Jalin in Malaysia also. So we have a very strong working relationship and they always do a fantastic job for us.
I think it's important when you choose a company to go with. I think that you share the same values, and that's something that we feel weighed heavily on our decision to use Jalin. They're highly committed to sales and after sales service, in terms of providing the right information to their clients, in terms of looking after the clients post-purchase, right into settlement, and really ensuring that it works. It's a mutually beneficial relationship for everyone involved.
客户的认可是对佳宁最大的鼓励。每一位佳宁人将始终坚持佳宁的愿景与理念，不断提高自身专业水平和服务，祝您更加安心的置业澳洲。佳宁国际，圆您澳洲梦。
We are Jalin Melbourne. We are Jalin Shanghai.
We are Jalin Beijing.
We are Jalin Singapore.
We are Jalin Jakarta. We are Jalin Malaysia.
I hope all of you understand a bit more about our company, Jalin Realty. So thank you very much for staying on as well. As mentioned again, today's seminar will be conducted in English. So we have Henry in Singapore, Adrian in Australia, and Janice in Australia representing our Hong Kong office as well. So thank you very much again. So today we're going to talk about what's the latest happening in Melbourne. Yeah. So as mentioned again, our office in Melbourne, we do besides project sales, we do property management, and we do resale, sub-sale as well. Yeah, so I'll start off with inviting Adrian to share with us what's the latest happening in Melbourne property market. Adrian.
Yep. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, Adrian.
Okay, thanks for inviting me along. Start with the good news. Obviously, those who are following Melbourne COVID news, we are still in stage 4 lockdown. However, 3 days ago, the regional part of Victoria, the restriction has been lifted. So a lot of activities are back to normal in the regional Victoria. That would be restaurants will be open, real estate industry, they are open for auctions as well as open houses. Schools are open, so pretty much everything is back to almost normal in the regional Victoria. So for metropolitan Melbourne, good news as well. Number of cases, we started 6 weeks ago with 700 cases, and now we have dropped to today 21 cases only.
Oh, that's very good, Adrian.
Yes, huge improvement. And I believe that if this continues to drop every day, the metropolitan, the Melbourne CBD area should be open as early as maybe early October.
You were saying earlier, Adrian, regional Victoria has opened up and there's no restriction at the moment in regional Victoria?
Limited restriction. For example, we still have to wear masks, right? So we still have to have social distancing practice. However, restaurants are open. They have, restricted number of people, but they're still able to have dine-in as well. The auctions, you can conduct outdoor auctions for properties with 10 people as well. So they still have some restrictions, but it's much better than the when we first locked down stage 4.
That's very good, Adrian. So how's the property market overall in view of the current lockdown and limited activities?
Okay, so for the last 3 to 4 weeks, obviously, the real estate industry is being impacted badly because we can't conduct physical inspections. There's no open houses. There's no properties, rentals that we can show tenants as well. So it's being impacted quite badly. And on top of that, limited number of people traveling into Melbourne because of border closure between every state. So everyone is looking forward to the reopening of the borders, and everyone is looking forward to reopening of businesses. However, saying that, the fundamental of the real estate market in Melbourne as a big city, as a international city, we are still fairly positive it will bounce back very quickly. As soon as the borders are open, things will be back to normal. However, we still have to endure for the next couple of weeks to see what's the outcome. Based on first lockdown, we had after the first lockdown, we have a couple of weeks, 3 to 4 weeks of relaxation. During that 3 to 4 weeks, real estate market was really, really buoyant. So majority of the our experts and analysts do believe that once these restrictions are lifted in the second lockdown, the market will be back to a buoyant market.
That's good to hear, Adrian. So as all our audience attendees will know that with the current lockdown, a lot of the units are vacant at the moment. As all of you may know that besides selling, we do property management in Melbourne as well. And a lot of attendees who are attending today or even past few weeks are taking up our Australian Jalin Realty Australia pandemic initiative. Adrian, would you like to share with us more how does this pandemic initiative by our Jalin Realty in Australia?
Yep. Okay. Thanks. So what happened 6 to 7 weeks ago? We realized that with the limited people traveling into Melbourne, a lot of our landlords' property in the CBD and around CBD are vacant, and we have to adjust the price to a certain level to be able to rent it out. However, in the last 4 weeks, a month ago, we realized that even though if we were to reduce the rental figures, we are still unable to rent it out because there's too many available on the market. When I say too many, we have about 13 to 15,000 vacant properties in CBD and around CBD in Melbourne. So with that in mind, 3 to 4 weeks ago, we came up with an initiative so that we can help the vacant landlords to get some income during this period of time. Instead of staying that idle and not getting any income, so we have started this initiative whereby we furnish all the vacant properties and start having some short-term tenants to move in. So a lot of customers would ask, who are the short-term tenants? In actual fact, we were quite pleasantly surprised. When we first started, we didn't realize that there's a group of people, the frontliners, the doctors, the nurses, the building construction workers, they're all out there working, and they do need a place to stay instead of going home. So most of our properties in the city and around city actually rented out at least 50 to 60%. So the income would be an additional income while we are waiting for this COVID period to pass us.
That's very good news, Adrian. So probably we'll share, I think we have some figures as well. Yeah, maybe we'll look into the numbers and what we have done. So for all the attendees, whether you're in Singapore, Hong Kong, or Malaysia, this special pandemic initiative, especially for our landlords, for those who have any property in Melbourne who are currently vacant, we are assisting all our landlords to generate some short-term income for them. Yeah? So what we are offering is we are offering free furnishing, or we call it in Australia free staging for all our landlords. That means there's no risk for our landlord at all. So we will furnish up the whole place for you for free, and at the same time we will generate some short-term income. So from the images here, you will see that these are the units before staging and after staging. So staging means furnishing. So we're giving all this free to all our landlords during this tough time. Yeah? As you can see from here, these are the units that has been furnished by us for our landlords, and with this in mind, we will rent it out for short-term stay. So these are the statements that we will send to our landlord. Yeah. So as you can see from the statement here, so this landlord who has an apartment in Melbourne CBD has engaged us to participate in this short-term program, whereby we have started renting out the place for him for this period in July and August. When we first started in the middle of month of July, he generated approximately $700 for the month of July, and for the month of August, he generated almost $2,000. Yeah, for this period when the units are vacant. As mentioned again, there's no risk for the landlord. All they need to do is get the water and electricity set up, and we will come in to furnish the whole place and get some rental income for them. And this is a income statement for one of our landlords in South Yarra. For the first month, he generated almost $1,500, and the second month, $2,000 for his two-bed unit in South Yarra. As mentioned again by Adrian, these are the frontliners, correct, Adrian, who stay in all this short-term stay?
Yes, that's right. A lot of them actually, instead of going home, they would like to stay somewhere outside so that they can keep their family safe as well. So this short-term rental's been doing very well for the owners. And I would like to add on as well, in actual fact, while we are renting this out as a short-term, our property managers are also continuously trying to find long-term tenants for these properties. So we are actually approaching the market for short-term as well as long-term. We are here to help as much as I can in any way that we can. So just like to reiterate that, while we are doing short-term, we are also looking for long-term tenants for our landlords.
That's very good, Adrian. I think that's fantastic. That's a very good initiative. And the last one, income statement, is for property in Armadale, which is outside of outskirts of Melbourne, near Toorak as well. So this landlord has just joined us, and he has generated almost $500 rental income. Instead of sitting idle without any rental, we generate $500 for this tenant. So in the meantime, we will play a video on the staging, and then all of you may understand how does this work. Yeah, a quick video.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chen from Jalin Realty, Managing Director of Australia. I've been in real estate since 1997, and today I'd like to share with you my experience. One of the main criteria when you're thinking of selling your property is the presentation of your property. In order to extract the emotional price from the purchasers, we need to present the property beautifully. Come, let's have a look at this property, see what Jalin have done for the owners. If you're thinking of selling and your property is vacant, please give Jalin Realty a call. We can give you a free consultation.
Okay, thank you. We will play the next video on the staging video. What we have done, actual furnishing we have done for our landlords who have participated in this free staging program as well recently. Great. So for those who are interested to participate in this free staging, who would like to take up this offer, please reach out to us. Please type in here on the questions, and Henry and Janice will reach out to you. As mentioned again, this is a limited offer, and we are here to assist all our landlords who has vacant units who can't rent out at the moment. Yeah, in fact, the vacancy rate at the moment, as what Adrian has shared with us, in the Melbourne CBD, that's currently, as of yesterday, is around 13,000 units available for rent. Yeah, in the Melbourne CBD. And so I believe to take this up again, it will take some time. And so our advice is to take up this short-term stay program with us while waiting for the long-term tenant to come in. As you can see clearly from there, the take-up rate has been quite good from the frontliners and from construction workers as well. So good, thank you very much. Yeah, for the audience, please type in and reach out to Henry and Janice. Yeah, and Adrian, before we move on, how's the resale transaction market at the moment? I know I'm going to cover some. I think it's better to hear from you as well. How is the market over there? Are you allowed to do any auctions or any inspection at the moment?
Okay, so with the resale side, guys, we are getting more and more excited, okay, because we do believe that very soon the restriction will be lifted. So the reason why we are excited is because we have a lot of inquiries for our current properties on the market. However, we can't really show those buyers properties yet. Physical inspection is not allowed. Okay. However, we are getting a lot of inquiries in the last week or 10 days because everyone is waiting for the property, as in the restriction, to be lifted so that they can inspect the property. So even one of our sales agents in the office just sold a block of land during this period, as well as actually getting offers without viewing properties. Buyers are looking at the video, looking at the floor plan, and they are happy to make offers even before the restrictions are lifted, before they inspect the property. So we are feeling that the market going to pick up, continuing to pick up to get more inquiries. So if those who are thinking of selling as well, I would urge you to come to us so that we can give you a free appraisal and give you some indication of what the market is doing.
Fantastic, Adrian. So okay, for our audience who are not familiar with the sub-sale market in Australia or resale market in Australia, we conduct a lot of our sales via the auction process, which is a bidding process. Let's just have a look at how does it work, the bidding process in Australia.
A very good morning to you all and a very, very warm welcome to the auction sale here at 1 Mackay Walk, right in this secluded part of Doncaster. And assisting me, we have this wonderful team here at Jalin. 60,000 square metres of crown open parkland in this residence. Let's go. Yes, at 860, 80 good bid, 900 now, sir. Absolutely, you would. $1 million now, good decision. Yes, 60 is good bid. At 60 here. 1.19, good bid. Yeah, 1.2, good luck now. 208, I'll take it at 208. 1.21, good bid. 1.212, you heard it. The property is going, you sure, sir? Out. The property sold, ladies and gentlemen, that's $1,212,000.
Working for Jalin Realty has been a fantastic experience for me. Having offices over Southeast Asia and now building a benchmark in the Melbourne CBD.
I love working in Jalin Realty because the working culture is so different compared to other real estate companies.
Over the years, we came across challenges, but we worked all together to overcome that.
At Jalin Realty, we're not only just a workplace, but a family. It's a fantastic place to be.
Obviously, the video was shot pre-COVID, yeah. So that's when there's no restriction, but now there's restriction and there's no inspection and auction at the moment. But having said that, as mentioned earlier, or as you may know, that in fact the Melbourne has the first lockdown, and then we have the second wave as well. So after the first lockdown, in fact, that's what we've done after the first lockdown. As you can see from here, Janice and Adrian is managed to sell this property immediately after the first lockdown on the 13th of June. And in fact, on that day, we have sold another property as well with another colleague of ours on the same day. That's after the opening of the first lockdown. And in fact, with the second lockdown, we believe the market will come back and surge up as well, which I'll share with you more on the latest data later. So Adrian, anything else that you'd like to share with us?
I've been here for 30 years, since 1990, and the fundamental in Melbourne real estate is strong because it's an international city, right? And no difference from New York, London. Melbourne is one of the financial hub, education hub, and cultural hub as well. So it's one of those cities that I believe will continue to surge. No doubt we are facing some difficulties with COVID at the moment, but I've been here long enough to see that the market is improving every 7-10 years. So it's just one of those things that you invest for security, for safety, as well as for your next generation. So I hope to see you guys in Melbourne when you come over. Do keep in touch with us. Jalin is a family-run business, and it's a group of nice people to work with. So see you guys when you come over to Melbourne.
Thanks, Adrian. Yeah, as all of you know, we provide end-to-end solution services, meaning besides not only sales, but we do property management and resale via auction sales as well. So I'm going to start off with talking about the market. Before we start off, as you can see from here, 13,203 listings, meaning there's 13,203 empty units looking for tenants at the moment. So for those who have empty units out there, please reach out to us. We'll help you to generate some income during this tough time as well. So today we're going to talk about what's the latest happening in Melbourne. Yeah. So as you all may know that Jalin Realty is a registered estate agent, not only in Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, but we also registered estate agent in Melbourne as well. So we are member of REIV, which is Real Estate Institute of Victoria. So we do get a lot of updated data from our Real Estate Institute of Victoria, which I'll share with you today. So today, basically, I'm going to talk about the residential market index and the median price of Victoria, the transactions, number of residential transactions, number of auctions as well, and then how many units are sold via the clearance rates, and how many days it takes to hit the market before the property are sold, which is known as days on market, and vacancy rates and the rental market. With all this data, I think you'll be able to understand better what's going on with our Victoria market, property market at the moment. So let's start off with the residential market index. Residential market index is an index which benchmark 2016 prices. Yeah, 2016 prices. As you can see from this index, on the black line is the house index, and the red line is the unit index. So unit index represents townhouses and also apartments. Yeah, as you can see, the residential market index since middle of 2016, it has been going all the way up with the index as high as of 134. So it means that the index is up by 34% compared to the 2016 price. Yeah. So as you can see, in 2018, the index is as high as 132, 34. Yeah. So, but having said that, the index start coming down again. So it shows that the trend is coming down after 2018, and it goes all the way down to 2019. The reason for coming down is because at the time we have a general election in May 2019. Yeah? As you can see, May 2019 is at the chart at the most bottom here. So during that time, Labour and Liberal Party are contesting to run the government, and everyone was very worried because Labour Party has a very restrictive policies for properties. So the market came down, expecting that the Labour Party will win. But however, after the election, Liberal won, and everyone was quite excited and happy as well, and the market bounced back. As you can see from here, May 2019, with an index of below 115 or 110, which is only 10% up compared to 2016 price. It goes all the way up as high as the previous high in 2018, which index of 134. Even the unit price has surpassed the house price as well. As all of us know, the first COVID came in March. So we have a lockdown immediately in March. As you can see, the index from a high of 132 came all the way down to 125, which is almost 7 index point down. Yeah, 7 index point down, which is quite fairly compared to 2016, 126. So what I want to share with you is that the market is still fairly healthy, and let's see what happened after the first lockdown in Australia. As you can see from here, if I stack these 3 years together, so meaning from 2016-17, stack it up against 2017-2018, and stack it up against 2019 and 2020, you notice that the trends are very similar in these 3 years. Yeah, the red line represent 2017-2018, the black line represent 2018-2019, and the blue line represent 2019-2020. So you notice that the trend are very similar, and you notice that there's this seasonal dip in the month of January and month of August. Yeah, so the reason for the seasonal dip is the month of January is after the Christmas and New Year festive holiday, so no one is looking into properties. So that's the reason why property came down in the month of January, February, and comes back up again. But in the month of August, why there's a seasonal dip is because month of July, August is the winter months in Melbourne. So property prices generally will ease a bit during this period. So for those who has property and has intention to put the property in the market to sell, I think it's good to look into the month of this last quarter, November, December. That's where generally the prices are higher, or in March, April. Yeah? So these are the 2 months, if you're thinking of selling property, these are 2 periods that you can look into as where the index will be the highest during this period. So compared to 2020, compared to 2019, our index is still higher compared to this period. As you can see, the index is holding 130 for the month of March, and May is around 125 compared to the year 2019 as well. So in fact, the market is still holding very well in Victoria. So if you look at the right-hand side chart, the REIV Residential Market Index, yeah, the prices is holding very well in between 120 and 130. So it didn't really come down except during the March period, first lockdown. If I split it to house and unit index, on the right-hand side chart, you will notice that in fact the unit index has slightly picked up as well. Yeah, as mentioned again, unit index represent apartment and townhouses. Now, so overall the market is still holding very well. So in fact, it didn't really came down like what everyone expected as well. Yeah. So as mentioned again, residential market index is index which is you can look at the trend, and it's updated weekly as well. Yeah, comparing with other index, this is a live weekly index that we follow very closely. If you look at this again, if you zoom in into the month of September, yeah, the index is still holding at around 130. It didn't really come down at all. Yeah, still holding very well. This is at the month of September, dating 16th of September. Index is holding at around 128, 130. So comparing with median prices, as mentioned again, median prices is based on transacted prices quarterly. Residential market index is based on all properties available for sale. So in fact, if you look at it, median prices, we will publish the data quarterly, whereas the other index, we publish it weekly as That's the most important thing. So we can follow the trend very closely. As you can see from the median prices for houses is just shy of 900,000, whereas for unit prices, townhouse and apartment is just above 600,000. So if you do have any investment for units or houses, if it's below these median prices, you are pretty safe. Yeah? So in summary, for the month of August, the residential market index has gone up by 1.6%. So as opposed as what a lot of people think that the market will come down because of the COVID, but it didn't really come down. Instead, the market is holding very, very well. So the following few more charts, I'm going to talk about a few more slides. I'm going to talk more about my clearance rate, number of how many properties are sold via auctions, and also how many auctions are there in the month of July, and days on market, how many days are the properties are on the market before it was sold, and the empty unit vacancy rate. As you can see, for the month of July, the vacancy rate stands at around 3.2%. The equilibrium for Melbourne vacancy rate is at 3%. So in fact, it's slightly higher at this stage of 3.2%. Okay, let's start with transactions first. Yeah, as you can see from here, the overall building approvals are still below the average of around 5,500. Yeah, so still below the average. So this is a good sign. Yeah, as long as it's below average, this is good, so that the demand is strong. For those who are not aware that, in fact, before COVID, the last couple of years, population growth in Victoria has been around 150,000 a year. Yeah, 150,000. So with the approval rate of monthly rate of below 5,005 is in fact, it is still not enough to cope with the population growth as well. So on the right hand side, the graph shows that the number of sales, number of transactions in Victoria. So for the year of 2015, the overall residential transactions monthly is around 14,000. Yeah? But as of July 2020, during COVID period, the residential transaction is around 8,000, which is still fairly active. As Adrian states earlier again, the month of August, we have a total complete lockdown, and so we will wait for the latest figures the next couple of weeks. Yeah? And having said that, if you look at this data again, you notice that we have sold quite a number of units in June as well. So as you can see, June we have approximately 8,000 transactions in Victoria. So the auctions clearance rate, I mean the auctions property being sold is quite healthy as well. It's between 15 to 20% during this period as well. So the auction market, yeah, as you can see from the left-hand side chart, you will notice that the number of properties being sold via auction is approximately 10% of the total transactions. But the most important thing is a clearance rate. Clearance rate is the number of property being sold, yeah, via auction is around 70 to 80%. So that means every 100 property being auctioned off, 80% of them will be sold. So this can be seen clearly on the right-hand chart over there. As you can see, during the peak period, we have approximately 6,000 property being auctioned off, and the clearance rate is approximately 80%. Yeah, that means out of 100, 80 of them will be sold. But having said that, in the month of July, June, July, during the COVID period, we have approximately 1,200 properties being auctioned, but clearance rate is still at around 70, 80%, which is a very good sign. So these are some of the popular suburbs. So if you do have some property in this area, you notice that the clearance rate has been around 80 to 100%. St Kilda, Cheltenham, Malvern, Baldwin, these are the popular suburbs which hit approximately clearance rate of 100%. And then Reservoirs, Mulgrave, Glenveagh are popular suburbs as well. And this is very, very important figures. These are days on market on the total, all the sales in Victoria. As you can see from here clearly, inner Melbourne. So Melbourne, we would like to segregate them to three parts, which is inner, middle, and outer Melbourne, metro Melbourne. So as mentioned by Adrian earlier as well, regional Victoria has opened up. So except the metro Melbourne, which is still on lockdown, hope to open next couple of weeks as well. So the number 24 inner Melbourne means before in the month of July, any property being advertised, put on the market, it takes 24 days to sell. In inner Melbourne. So inner Melbourne means 0 to 10 kilometer radius. So middle Melbourne is 10 to 20 kilometer radius, which takes 30 days to sell. Once you put the property in the market for 30 days, it will be sold after 30 days as well. So outer Melbourne is from 20 to around 50 kilometer radius. It takes 30 days. So averagingly for metro Melbourne, it takes 28 days. Once you put a property market on the market, once you put your property on the market, it will take 28 days to sell. So in fact, this is a very, very healthy sign. So buying property is easy, but we must also think of exiting as well. As you can see from this data from REIB, it takes approximately 30 days to sell a property when you put it up on the market, which is, I think, is fantastic. So let's talk about rental market. As mentioned again, come up with the pandemic initiative because we noticed that the vacancy rate has gone up. So as equilibrium of a vacancy, normal market is approximately 3%. So for anything above 3%, it means that the vacancy rate has oversupply. So as you can see earlier as well, in the Melbourne CBD alone, there's 13,000 units available for rent, 13,000. But having said that, during a normal market with 100 and almost 150,000 population growth, all this will be absorbed actually very, very quickly. So as you can see from here, the metropolitan Melbourne, which is 0 to 50 kilometers, the vacancy rate has gone up above the 3% equilibrium rate. So whereas the regional Melbourne, you notice that the vacancy rate is below 2%, which sits at approximately 1.7%. So what does this mean? In fact, during this COVID period, a lot of people have left the city, moved back to their own suburbs outside of Melbourne CBD. So this is a very interesting data, which I think I'd like to share with you as well. On the right-hand side chart, you'll notice that we have break it down to inner, middle, and outer Melbourne. So very obviously, inner and outer Melbourne, which is the blue and yellow line, the vacancy rate has shot up, almost touching 4% for inner Melbourne. But the rest for outer Melbourne, which is 20 to 50 kilometer radius, the vacancy rate in fact has gone down to below 2%. It shows very clearly that people has moved out from CBD. They don't need to come to CBD so often, and in fact, a lot of them work from home as well. So this is the rental market, actual rental market for the month of June and July. So as mentioned again, for the metro Melbourne, we break it down to inner, middle, and outer Melbourne. As you can see from here, inner Melbourne, the vacancy rate for the month of July is around 4%. For middle Melbourne, it's around 3.9%. For outer metro Melbourne is around 1.8%. This is very, very good news. 1.8% means a lot of people have moved out to outer Melbourne and work from home as well. So in fact, if you look at regional Melbourne, it's around 1.7%. That's the vacancy rate. Let's look at the rental. Rental is on the right-hand side, and you'll notice as well for inner Melbourne for the month of July for houses, the rental has come down very obviously. The vacancy rate has gone up. Rental will come down as well. Middle Melbourne, similarly, from $485 in June, the middle Melbourne rental has gone to $460. But having said that, for outer Melbourne, the rental rate has gone up. $400 to $401 is not a lot, but it's a sign as well. It shows that the demand is stronger in outer Melbourne. Similarly, for median unit rental as well, outer Melbourne has shown a growth of $10 per week from June to July. That's $370 to $380. Yeah, so for inner and middle Melbourne, the rental rate has dropped. Yeah, so this is actually for those customers who has property outside of Melbourne CBD, some houses, townhouses, vacancy rate has dropped, and in fact, I think you can talk to your property managers and readjust some of your rental income as well. Yeah? So later on, Jeff will also share with you some opportunities as well, which will share with you some of the outer Melbourne townhouses. Yeah. So in summary, so we like outer Melbourne. Yeah. Outer Melbourne, we have some freehold landed property. Yeah, freehold landed property, which is in outer Melbourne, which is in great demand. Rental has gone up. Vacancy rate has dropped. In fact, the growth has been holding very, very well. So prices hasn't come down as well. So I think one of the main reasons is also the local government has come up with a lot of incentive as well. There's builder grant, which is $20,000 for home owners who's going to build a property, sign up to buy properties before end of the year. There's also first home ownership grant, another $20,000 as well for the first home owner, and stamp duty saving as well for first home owner. So I think that's one of the main reasons why the property prices is holding very well and people are still coming in as well. So for all our audience in Singapore and Hong Kong, if you do have any questions, please reach out to Janice and Henry. Please type the questions. We will answer your questions as we go by. So I'll pass on to Jeff, our sales manager in Kuala Lumpur, to share with you this opportunity, fantastic townhomes, and you'll be surprised with the price. Jeff, thank you very much.
Yeah. Hi everyone. So today I will be sharing a project. Actually, it's called the Grove Estate, located in the west of Melbourne CBD. So this is also located in the outer Melbourne zone, which the rental market is doing fairly well during this COVID period. So you can see as here, this is a master plan project by Fraser Group. So currently they are still in the early phase of the master plan. So this is why also we see there's a lot of opportunity for the capital growth as well. And also one of the main reasons we choose this project also is because of the land value on these townhouses. Yeah, because this land value, this lot actually started from 121,000 on the land value. So one of the advantage of this is also because of the taxes. So as long as below 250,000 on the land value, actually you can be exempted from the land tax as well. Yeah. So let me share with you more on the project itself. Yeah. So the location. So it is located in Tarnet, so which is about 27 kilometers west of Melbourne city centre. So in this area in the western corridor here, so government has put in a lot of infrastructure uplift in the development in this area itself. So example, one of the development which is in the East Werribee. So there will be a new employment cluster which is located just right next to Tarnet, and there will be a new educational hub as well in this East Werribee suburb. And it is in between Melbourne city and also Victoria's second largest city, which is in Geelong. So Tarnet is actually located right in the between. Yeah. So transportation. So Tarnet also is very well connected with transport like bus and also train station. So in this location, actually there are two main train stations. The nearest one will be in Tarnet station. So from Tarnet station to the Southern Cross station, you will take only 32 minutes on the V line. So the other train station, which is just right after Tarnet, so you also have choice to have access to these two main train station. Yeah, and beside the train station, actually you can have a bus as well. So in Tarnet itself, actually the Sky bus from Avalon Airport in the west, we will actually go through Thanet Station. So Thanet Station is one of the stops for Skybus from the airport, and it will take also around 32 minutes to the Southern Cross City station as well. Okay, so from here further in, actually you can see in the location of the whole estate is actually on top of the top left. You can see the group estate. So it's only 7 minutes drive to the Thanet station, and also you can take the highway as well. So from here driving to the Melbourne CBD is also around 38 minutes from the Grove along MY highway. And also other than the Thanet station, the next train station, which is 8 minutes away from the Grove, is Hopper Crossing station, and train ride also will take you about 35-36 minutes from Hopper Crossings. Yeah, and then bus as well. Bus stop will be at the gate of the community in the Grove. So there are 2 lines, which is number 181 and 167. So they will passing the main shopping mall in Werribee and also Thanet as well. And shopping center. So there are more than 5 to 6 shopping centers around in Thanet at the moment. So it's quite as mature and established. So you can see nearest one, you can have 1.5 kilometers from the site, and also within 2 to 5 kilometers, actually you have 5 different shopping centers. So it comes with clothes, supermarket, clinic, retail shop, restaurant as well. And beside shopping center, then there will be education. So there are a lot of schools nearby. Within 10 minutes drive, actually there are more than 6 different primary school, secondary school, and also private school. All is within 10 minutes drive from the group estate. And so today we are sharing with you one of the ABN townhouses right in the group development. So you can see here, this is the master plan on the whole group estate. It has about 167 hectares of the whole estate. So it will build up to close to 3,000 lots of new homes. At the moment, the sales in this estate actually is close to 700-800 lots. So today actually we are lucky to have only one available lot of these townhouses, which is the price is below 400,000. Yeah, as you can see here, the master plan is also come with school as well. So there are 2 to 3 primary and secondary school will be built in the group estate, and also will come with a town center. So there will be a new town center built in the group, in the middle of the estate itself. And also there will be a community mall as well in the whole estate. So other than houses and community mall, actually there are a lot of open space in the estate as well. So there will be wetlands, open parks along the river. So for residents, for the local residents. So here I will share with you guys actually a video on the house that we are marketing today. So it's called actually ABN townhouses. You can have a look on the fitting and finishes of the building itself. So from the video, actually, you can see some of the example of the completed houses that built by ABN. So you can see as in the picture, the finishing in the interior. So you can see actually all the fittings and fixtures will come with the house as well. So there will be a turnkey development. So all these fittings will be built in and it's move-in condition. You just have to bring in your loose furniture. And the location of the lot that we have today, which is lot 3848. So you can see it's actually facing a park. So it's right in the middle of the whole development. So it's close to the community center and also school. So directly is facing one of the park in front of the house as well. And so you can see here is actually the whole floor plate on the whole lot. Is 384 is located in the fourth from the right. So it's actually with land size of 135 square meter and it's double story. So there will be total build up is around 130 square meter as well. So it's a 2 bedroom unit with 1.5 bathroom and 1 car park. You can see here, this is a 2 bedroom unit. So the total price with building value, which is 364,900. So it's actually very value for this kind of development is still below 400,000. Yeah. And so the advantage of this project, as we mentioned before, is because of the early stage of the whole development. So we can see that actually the opportunity for capital growth is huge rather than downsize. So, and one of the advantage also is the land value, so which is only 121,000, and you can actually save a lot of stamp duty, around 50% of your stamp duty value, because house and land actually the stamp duty payable value is based on your land value, yeah, which compared to unit apartments, yeah. So this is one of the reasons why actually we choose this project to share with you today. Yeah, so that's all, yeah, today.
Hey, thank you very much, Jeff. So as if there's any questions from our audience, please let us know. Yeah, we're more than happy to receive. So thanks for staying with us. So Henry and Janice, is there anything that questions for us?
Okay, hi Jeff, hi Ian, and to all the audience. I think today's audiences is much quieter, but I have 1 or 2 questions here. So I think the first question is actually pertaining to this short-term lease. So the question is, will there be cleaning done after every lease? You know, after every short-term lease.
Yep, I think yeah, Adrian, would you like to answer the question, Adrian?
Yeah, with the short term, it's just like any Airbnb short term. There will be cleaning. It will be advertised in the Airbnb platform. So we will be helping the tenants to move in and move out as well, the short-term tenants. So everything is done on behalf of the landlord while we are still searching for long-term tenants for them.
Okay, I hope Mr. Tan got that answer. Probably this is the last question. I think this is pertaining to the featured development that we have. What are the type of tenants for this project in the outer Melbourne, outside the CBD?
Sure. Yeah. So okay, so most of the tenants here will be local citizens. So as you can see, during this time also, the vacancy rate is lower than inner and also middle Melbourne. So a lot of people during this COVID period, they are moving back to outer Melbourne, so they don't need to be in the city at the moment. So as you can see, the profile here is mostly local Australian and also maybe new migrants as well.
Right, thank you.
Good. Good. Janice, any questions from your side from Hong Kong?
Hi Ian, no, all good on my side.
Okay, good. So I think Thanks for attending, everyone. Thanks for taking your day to listen to us. So as mentioned again, if you do have any questions or you need any assistance from us, we have office in Melbourne CBD, managed by Adrian Chen, our managing director there, and Janice is also based in Melbourne as well. So if you have any questions in Singapore, Henry is there. We are located in Takashimaya, and if any audience in Hong Kong, we are in Lee Garden as well. Wendy is there to assist everyone. And lastly, if you're in Kuala Lumpur, we're in Publica Kuala Lumpur. So once again, thanks for attending, and we look forward to see you next time. Thanks again. Have a good day.
Okay,
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.